Is there a website like Netflix for free? An alternative to Hulu, Amazon Prime, Netflix that doesn't require any payment? Yes, my friend. What you see on your screen right now is Kanopy. Kanopy is essentially like Libby, except for Libby, it's more catered towards audiobooks, and for Kanopy, it's for movies, shows, documentaries, children's TV programs. And the best part is, it's actually free. All you need is a library membership card. And with that, you can sign up on Kanopy.com or through the mobile app. And this is what the catalog looks like. So if I click on, let's see, Action August, some of these titles are pretty good. Like right off the bat, Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. Oh my goodness, a 10 out of 10 movie that by the end of it, I was teary-eyed. So a really good movie right there. And as I scroll down here, you can just see that the selection on Kanopy is pretty diverse. Like right there, Old Boy. Oh my goodness, one of the best Korean movies ever produced. And then when I go back to the home page and we click over here, like the Olympics right now is trending. And then there's Paint, which is kind of like a movie about Bob Ross, but not really, a comedy. And then this is a movie that I actually want to watch right there, When Evil Lurks. And then when I scroll down, you see there's documentaries, international stuff, the most watched films. We got the great courses, critically acclaimed TV shows. So this is what you can expect with Kanopy. That is absolutely free. No, there's no ads, and there's no catch. And as we scroll down, here's the selection for kids. We got PBS, we got Reef School. I don't really know any of these, but... And then we got British cinema based on a true story. What's popular this month. And I'll be honest with you, I haven't gone through all of these genres and sections myself. However, through scrolling around for like a good 10 to 15 minutes, I can show you what I am. Oh, so I'm currently watching Ip Man. Can you believe it? I've never seen it. Apparently, it's one of those masterpiece films that's all about Kung Fu. That's why I'm watching it. And it came out in 2008. And as you can see it right there, it says access expires in 54 hours. And I'm going to be explaining that here in a little bit. Let me show you. So I already watched Apocalypto, which I watched when I was a kid. And I didn't really understand what was going on. As a matter of fact, I thought that the Mayan warriors that were portrayed in the film were like from outer space or something. I didn't know because I was so young. So to watch it again as a 30-something-year-old, my goodness, it was really good. And then if I click on my watch list, these are the other stuff that are pending for me to watch. So Ip Man, the movie that I'm currently watching, I'm 14 minutes in. It says I have 53 hours of access left. So let me go ahead and explain that, but first let me go back to the home page. So if you look at the top right of your phone or on your screen, you can see how it says 56. And that 56 is the number of tickets that I have each month to view content. So for instance, if I were to click on When Evil Lurks, as it loads, see right there, it says watch now. It would cost me 2 tickets. And it would grant me a 48-hour access to finish watching the film from the moment that I purchase it with the 2 tickets. By the way, when I say purchase, you're not actually paying anything. Because the agency that actually pays for those tickets, yeah, it's your library. So your tax dollars are paying for this service, much like Libby. Libby, our tax dollars are paying for those audiobooks that we can rent out for free. So it's a pretty amazing system in place for us to utilize, and which is why I'm a huge advocate and a huge supporter of public libraries. And depending on where you live, and especially which library you visit, the amount of tickets that you get every month is going to vary, right? So for me, I get 60 tickets every single month. It renews, it refreshes. So if I use up 40 in the month of August, then in the next month in September, I'll get a fresh 60 tickets. It doesn't carry over. So it's not gonna be 80 tickets in total because I didn't use 20. It's gonna just reset to 60. And depending on your branch of library of choice, you could have 10 tickets or even like 100 tickets in a single month. So that's kind of the general overview of Kanopy, but it's not all rainbows and sunflowers because there are some weird stuff going on with Kanopy. And I don't know if it's just me or my iPhone, but 2 previous films that I have been watching on Kanopy it has like this weird 1 to 1.5 second lag on the audio and subtitles, which for me isn't the biggest deal breaker. And I'm assuming it's just a glitch that the software engineers just need to fix on their end and on the platform. But that is something to be mindful of. And when I looked it up on the internet, I saw that on Reddit, a bunch of people were also experiencing the same issue, even going back as far as 9 months ago. So depending on what you want to watch, it could be a deal breaker if you don't want to put up with a 1 second delay in the audio, being out of sync, and the subtitles coming in too fast or too slow. And not only that, the selections, if we're going to be honest with you, it's not like Netflix, right? When I think about the best pound for pound streaming platforms, it's got to be Netflix and Disney Plus. Everyone else is in a second, third, or fourth tier. I would say like a close second tier to Netflix and Disney Plus would be Hulu and maybe Amazon Prime. And so when I think about Kanopy and the offerings, for what it is, a free service that's paid for by our tax dollars, it's not the greatest selection, right? There are some bangers on here like Everything Everywhere All at Once and Ip Man, but then also there's films on here that are literally, when I looked it up, that made me not want to add it to my watch list. Most of these films and documentaries and everything have like a 5 or even like a 9% rating on Rotten Tomatoes. So with Kanopy, you have a diverse selection of bangers and titles that are a solid single digit on the rating system. To get like a 5 out of 100 and to have that offered is kind of like, it's weird. So you gotta weed through the bad stuff to get to the good stuff. And from my limited understanding of Kanopy, it's this way by design. Because if Kanopy offers movies and TV shows that are way too popular or are trending right now, then the system is going to be overloaded, right? Too many people are going to be trying to access the exact same ones, and it's going to be too expensive for the libraries to make this work with them, the contracts that they have in place. And speaking of contracts and the tickets, so from what I have seen on the internet, each ticket costs a library on average $1. So if I were to click on Luther, right, a show from the BBC, it would cost, let's see, if I click on season 1, it would cost 4 tickets to have access to the entire season for 7 days. And so it would cost the library $4. And so if your library branch gives you like 10 tickets in a single month, that means they're essentially giving you $10 to watch whatever you want. So think of these tickets as real vouchers that you're redeeming. Something that you want to be mindful of is that Kanopy charges your library per ticket that is used in a month. And the problem is that Kanopy considers the media to be watched and the ticket to be redeemed if you watch past 5 seconds. So you know how like when we browse on Netflix, sometimes we'll click on something and watch the first minute or two to decide whether or not we like it? The problem is with Kanopy, they're going to go ahead and charge your library for the full ticket price, even if you decide not to watch whatever it is that you were trying to test out and move on to the next thing. So with Kanopy, I'm not saying that you got to commit to what you purchase with your ticket, because I think life is too short to continue watching or reading something that you don't like, but it is something that you want to be mindful of. And besides, you only have a limited quantity of tickets per month, so you don't want to go through it all too fast. So based on that knowledge, whenever I find something that I might be interested in, like Ghost in the Shell, I'll go ahead and look it up on YouTube and watch the trailer there to see whether or not I'm going to mesh and resonate with the vibes and whether or not it's something that's up my alley. If I click on, I don't know, let's see, Cake, and I decide to purchase it with my 2 tickets, you know, on the top right it says 56, it'll go down to 54. If I purchase it and within the 72 hours I do not watch it, then Kanopy does not charge the library $2 for those 2 tickets. But if I purchase it and I watch 20 seconds and then I forget to come back to finish it later on because life gets busy, as it does so often, and I try to watch it in 5 days from now, I have to buy it again and use another 2 tickets, which means it's going to charge my library $4 rather than the initial $2. So it is something that you want to think about with Kanopy versus Netflix. But all in all, I think it's an amazing service, especially because like not everyone has the financial means to afford Hulu and Netflix depending on your situation and what you're going through. So for something like this, the fact that there's like hundreds of different titles to pick from, I'm a huge fan of this. Same with Libby, same with public libraries, anything that our tax dollars pay for to help the community and to help the citizens around us that are not as well off, I am a huge advocate and supporter of. So this is what a free alternative of Netflix looks like. It's called Kanopy, what you see on the top left of your screen. Go ahead and give it a try, but remember, you do need a library membership, which depending on where you live, should be free. 99% of the time, a library membership should be free because it's paid for with our tax dollars. With that said, I hope you enjoy this one, and I will talk to you next time. Stay safe. Amos signing out.